Welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Natalie Poole. And, Coach, we'll talk about the weather because that's a situation that all the softball and baseball, we talked about Harrelson on another show, any sport that's playing outside deals with right now. We'll talk about that in a second. But we want to talk about some good news. A 3-0 week down at the Cowgirl Classic in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Weren't able to play one of the games due to some weather, but, hey, you'll take the 3-0. That was great.
Absolutely. I thought we did a good job of coming out against Drake. I definitely felt like our intensity was different. We did some different preparation this past week and just really tried to make sure that we were committed to the things that we could do and do better. And we've had those conversations before, but I actually felt like it was for the first time that I've seen it kind of play out. Mm-hmm. And I thought we did a great job of pulling out that first win against Drake. We had just watched them win a game, and so I knew that they were going to be able to swing it pretty well. But we did a great job of coming out against them. And then we turned around and got an opportunity to play Texas Tech, who Big 12 school, and we were very close a couple times to run rule, and we just couldn't pass that 8-run threshold. Yeah. And then we struggled a little bit to close it, but we were able to come away with the win and able to score a lot of runs. You know, we saw a great offense this weekend. Our batting averages have improved. Our on-base percentages have improved. I just saw some different, more aggressive, more swings with more intent, I guess. And it was nice to see. And then we closed it out against McNeese, which, of course, ultimately have a lot of history there. Yeah. But it was nice to be able to pick up the win there in a close ball game where we came from behind. And from what I understand, we probably have held them to the lowest number of hits that they've had in a game, so that was really good. It definitely would have been nice to play Holy Cross to finish out the weekend, just because I felt like we were on a roll and the girls wanted to play and They were in it. But, you know, the weather.
Coach, 21 runs over the weekend, really swinging the bat well, averaging 7 runs a game over that 3-game span. If you can get the offense going here, you could be pretty dangerous.
Absolutely. You know, with our pitching staff, I feel like Joe is pitching really well for us, and outside of that, I feel like some of our girls are trying to grow, but there are some struggles along the way. And so it's nice to have some run support to be able to allow them to work through those things. There's so much more pressure on the pitchers whenever we cannot provide that run support.
All right, Coach, let's talk about the challenges everyone has right now with the weather. On Tuesday, you were able to go down and play Ole Miss. We'll talk about that next week. Your Wednesday game, you've already had to cancel that with Ball State. So the Tuesday night game you played was the only midweek game you got. It's a challenge for every softball and baseball team and every sport that's playing outside right now. I guess the benefit is that later in the season you're going to play a few more, hopefully, warm weather games, but you will kind of be loaded up probably on some midweek games late in the season.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we want to play a bit more early before we begin conference. It helps us prepare, it helps us work through some of our issues. We've gotten a little too good at practicing indoors, you know, a little more than I would like to be comfortable with. But the girls have been really committed to being productive indoors and just working on the things that we can control and that we can get better at individually as well as a team. And so it's been nice to isolate and kind of be in a condensed area so we can do some things. And so we'll continue to work through the weather issues, hopefully pick up a few, maybe make some single games, some double headers later in the season to try to get those games back and maybe be in a position where we're continuing to play better and better. So it'll be nice.
The one benefit, I guess, I don't know if it's really a benefit, but it's even across the board. It's not like we're just getting the weather in the Mid-South area. It's all Midwest, Southeast, North, Northeast. So everyone in the NCAA basically on this side of the Rockies having to deal with this weather. So it's not like you'll have to be backloaded with the games while everyone else plays 1 or 2 midweeks.
That's right. I mean, I talk to coaches who, you know, are struggling to find games everywhere and, you know a week out that their weekend is canceled. And so it's really been a challenge, I believe, for everyone. Yeah. And we've had conversations about moving the season back. The problem is that we're a month in, and right now we're still dealing with those issues. And so I'm not sure that there's a big fix to it. This has just been, the last couple of winters have been bad, and this one a bit more so than normal.
Well, you'll get out of it for the weekend. Yeah. You're headed back down to South Florida, FAU, and their tournament you'll see Bethune-Cookman, FAU, Coastal Carolina, and Florida State. It's a good field.
It is going to be. Florida State has just steadily gotten better. They're going to be really tough for us. Florida Atlantic, I mean, they're coached by, basically a Hall of Famer. She's been around for years and years, and so I know that they'll be tough. Bethune-Cookman, I'm not so aware of how I'm not sure that they've been a strong presence here recently, but I anticipate for them to have been outside and working outside and getting outside more than we have. And then, of course, Coastal, I think they've always had a pretty decent program. I'm excited about going down there. It's supposed to be in the 80s. Yeah. So we'll come back with sunburns, but more than that, we need to continue to just build on what we're building on. Our girls are happy with the energy that they have. They're happy with their focus. They believe that they're getting better. They can see that. They saw that. And so I think for them, they'll be excited to get down there and play. And we'll come back with hopefully some great news after this next weekend.
All right, Coach, best of luck. Enjoy the weather down there.
Thank you.
I'm Jeff Brightwell. That is Natalie Poole. This is the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.